This is Studio B Sessions, our series of conversations and in-studio performances with Missouri musicians. I'm Connor McGovern. The Burney Sisters are Olivia, Emma, and Bella, three siblings who grew up constantly surrounded by music. Lessons started at a young age, and as they got older, their music has gotten more complex and mature. The Burney Sisters came by KBIA's Studio B to talk with us about their inspirations, growth as songwriters, and their future plans as a trio. They also played a set for us in Studio B. Let's give it a listen.
This song is called Skin and Bones. I could never be enough to convince you that I am, and I'll never follow through, almost like it was my plan. You see beauty in the weeds, I'm lying in the grass. I keep my distance 'cause I can. What I want it rarely lasts. Oh, I'm alone like you. I'm never home like you. I miss the board like you. I'm skin and bones like you. I'm skin and bone. I'm skin and bone. When my head finally quiets down and I force judgment away, I could learn to love your sense, and you would see it in my face. I've always done what I've been told. You know I never really strayed. You're so much taller in my mind. You're so small when I'm with him. Oh, I'm alone like you. I'm never home like you. I miss the board like you. I'm skin and bones like you. I'm skin and bone. I'm skin and bone. Oh, I'm alone like you. I'm never home like you. I miss the boat like you. I'm skin and bones like you. I'm skin and bone. I'm skin and bone.
So, Bella, you are the youngest sister who first joined the group when adding a high harmony. What was it like joining your sisters after they had been releasing material, and how have you established your own spot in the band?
Ooh, well, people are always like, "Oh, how does it feel?" And I'm like, "Well, it feels like I've always been with them, like with them and their journey and stuff like that. So I've like watched them like play and grow and like do all of this stuff, and like I feel like I kind of like, I learned it from them, like watching them do that stuff. And that's how it's like easier to learn how to do things, like whenever I'm around them, because it's like, I don't know, they just like they always have this like sense of like helping me, and it just always, I don't know, it always makes me feel comfortable whenever I'm messing up, and then they're just like, well, it's all right, we can try again, or we can try this different thing. And it's just like, it's so awesome to have my sisters as like my mentors and stuff.
That's great.
That's really cute.
Beautiful moments. Olivia and Emma, what was it like switching from a duo to a trio, and how did the music and the songwriting change?
Well, like that third part harmony, it just adds so much to the band, you know. Now we don't get a third low part harmony, but I think actually we've been working with a new vocal coach, and she said that Bella's voice might be the lowest once it develops out of all the three of us. So we might get crazy. That low third part,
that
which would be really cool.
Because I'm already going pretty low on some of these.
But it was just like an enormous change.
It like filled it out. Like especially most of the stuff that we do is very like vocal oriented, and like having the third harmony just like ramped that up, and then having Bella play bass on our songs also like filled things out. So we don't have like a full band or anything, but 3 people is enough to make, you know, a sound for us to get on stage and like play what we want to, you know.
All 3 of you guys started writing and performing great and emotionally mature works at such young ages. How do you deal with audiences that underestimate you and overcome the thought of overcome people thinking of you as inexperienced?
I honestly, I feel like this is like rude to say, but I don't really care. Like I don't mean to say it like that. Of course I care like about what people like that I really like think about or something, like what their thoughts of me are. But like if somebody random is just posted like commenting on our Facebook like, you need to wear less makeup or something like that, we're just gonna be like, okay, like that's your opinion, whatever. But that's how we've dealt with it so far. We kind of laugh at our hate. Like,
yeah, it just makes me laugh, to be honest.
It's like, did you need to like share your opinion on that? Like, I don't know.
Block out the haters.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys incorporate so many different genres into your music. Indie folk and rock sounds are kind of the prominent ones I hear, but various elements such as country and then even punk on Then We'll Talk seem to find their way onto various tracks. How is your group able to like transcend genre classifications, and is it hard to try and avoid being classified as just one thing?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
It is. Yeah. Well, I think that like I've met a lot of musicians who only listen to one style of music, and that's kind of just that's what they play, that's how they write, and that's limiting. That's just them, you know. Yeah. And the 3 of us, we all listen to different genres of music, like all kinds of different music. So it's kind of, I don't know. Even if she wrote a metal song, which she hasn't done, but I could find a way to, you know, make it work, because
don't worry, I will.
I may have a metal song on my playlist.
Yeah,
it's just you've gotta listen to lots of different genres.
It's like, I don't know, kind of researching music. It's not like I know like the pasts of everybody that like I listen to or anything, but just like streaming platforms are such a easy, accessible way to find any type of new music ever. And so I love looking for new music, and I think it helps me and like inspires my writing a lot. I think that we as a band have never really wanted to be like put in one genre, and that we basically just do whatever we want. So that, and our fans I think know that, our friends, like they know that we just are gonna play whatever songs that, you know, we like in the moment, and that it might not fit into a genre, but it'll still be, you know, our artistic expression.
You're listening to Studio B Sessions. I'm Connor McGovern. Siblings Olivia, Emma, and Bella are the Burney Sisters. They came by KBIA's Studio B and sat down with us for a conversation about their musical upbringing, inspirations, and their journey to becoming a trio. We talked about how the group is able to write and perform emotionally mature works at such young ages, as well as how quarantining from COVID-19 changed their songwriting process. Here's the rest of our conversation and their set in Studio B.
This song is called Unbearable.
Guess the joke is on me. I still want every part of what I see. And I caught a cab on the east side of town. Thought I'd see you when I passed your house. Guess you skipped town by the looks of your empty home. Whatever you want, I'll obtain it for you. Well, I never did anything strange, but I wanted you to. On and on again, well, I'll be damned. It's unbearable, and I just can't stand it. Once upon a time, I fell in love with a man. He was half good as you, but I understand why I felt like that. Well, he broke my heart like most of them do. That's why I'm so afraid to come up to you. Guess I better take a step, or I'll be alone till I take my last breath. Whatever you want, I'll obtain it for you. Well, I never did anything strange, but I wanted you to. On and on again, well, I'll be damned. It's unbearable, and I just can't stand it.
your guys' biography, you list many different artists that have served as inspirations, one of which being the Avett Brothers, who you've also shared lineups with. Can you talk about what it's like to play a show alongside one of your idols?
Crazy.
It's really nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I remember we met the Avett Brothers, you know, they were like, well, we love the Avett Brothers, but back then it was like crazy that we even had the opportunity to be near them.
Yeah.
And we were backstage. We were just gonna guess they were in their trailers all day until they went up on stage, and we were just hanging around backstage, and Olivia saw, like, she went between two cars and she saw like a guy from the band.
I saw
and
Bob, the bassist, and I like ran away as fast as I could. Like, started like, was I like crying?
Yeah, you were
I was
crying.
Like,
you were most definitely crying.
Yeah, no, I also, after we met them, I was also crying and shaking. Like,
Yeah.
it was crazy. I
Yeah.
did not expect myself to do that. That's like One Direction fan vibes. But like, no hate to One
Beatlemania.
Directioners, first of all. I'm with you.
Oh god. Yeah, but anyway, that was, you know, every time it's just like so surreal when you meet someone that you've like only seen on a screen,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh,
You're like, that's weird.
like we actually did meet Sheryl Crow,
Yes.
and she's
tiny.
shorter than me. She's little. She's tiny. It's
just
crazy,
little
you know. And
ovals.
you think of her when she's on stage, it's like she's 6 foot.
Yeah.
You know, she's just seems like
Yeah.
bigger than life.
She had a
you
great
know?
show that night, too.
Oh yeah, she
Crazy.
did. But yeah, it's pretty
Did
crazy.
you guys meet her at the Roots and Blues Festival this year?
Yes.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So I'm going to go back to a darker time in a lot of people's lives, COVID, the beginning of COVID, about 2 years ago. So we were talking about live performance earlier, but there was a time where there were none. Quarantining from COVID-19 was difficult for a lot of artists. What was it like trying to be creative and continue songwriting in isolation?
I feel like I wrote more, definitely. I definitely wrote more when I wasn't able to, like, you know, go out and do things with other people. But then again, like, even though that's productive, like, so is having experiences and being able to, you know, take those experiences back to your writing and then maybe make, like, a richer song instead of, like, 5 songs that may be, like, just okay. I think that, like, it helped my writing immensely, but it, like, totally, like, destroyed my social skills. I feel like I'm, like, whenever we were coming out of COVID, I had to, like, relearn that again, and would get very, like, easily exhausted and stuff, you know, at shows, and it's just because, you know, we were home for so long and only with the same people, like, for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really hard for us. Not playing shows was really hard for us, and we got, like, over 100 shows canceled, like, definitely more than that, but, yeah.
I think, like, for the first few months, I just, like, didn't want to do anything at all.
Oh my god.
Like, I didn't even want to,
same.
like, get out of my bed. I just wanted to sleep all day, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to play any music.
It's called depression.
But, yeah, and then, but we did, you know, we kind of had to force ourselves to stay on the bandwagon, and
Yeah.
it actually really did pay off, because we made
Yeah.
lots of, like, amazing connections during that time. Some
our
really
live
great
streams.
friends. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did every Saturday. We did a live stream.
Yeah.
On our Facebook, and people, like, were really enjoying that.
Yeah, people from, like, the UK and, like, Australia and stuff, they're not, like, able to see us here, obviously, but they're able to see, like, live streams and stuff like that, so
Yeah.
that's why
Like,
we
go ahead. No, just like it was crazy because I would be looking at the comments and I'm like, oh my god, this person from like London literally stayed up until 1 a.m. to see us play. Like, that's
Yes,
crazy.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
it
like,
was a
so
great way
crazy.
to, like, you know,
Connect.
keep the world connected.
Yeah, totally.
What was it like playing your first live show after all that time not playing one?
What was our first live show?
Yeah, I can't remember. We did a few like social distance, like, outside concerts, like, that summer, I think. But I remember one was at the Lot with the K Brothers.
That- That was our first show.
Was that?
It was like a barn party out, like,
No, not the barn party. I'm talking about the Lot show, like,
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
that was one of the first ones.
Yeah. But Yeah, it was really good. Everybody was like hella spaced out, like in cubicles and stuff, and it was just like a lot, like a vacant lot. But it was still like a really good show, and we were able to like see people, and they were like waving their arms and stuff.
That was actually really cool.
Yeah, it was
I loved
really
that
fun.
show. But
How does the environment in which you write affect the music that you create?
I think I always write songs. Our songs are slower because I always write my songs like pretty much just in my room. I usually just make them into ballads first, but then Emma like arranges the songs and stuff whenever I bring it to her, or like if she has an idea for where a song could go, we kind of like pick up on that and stuff. But I don't really write anywhere else but my room, but I'd like to change that. And also when we're going on tour and stuff, it'd be really cool to write in all these different states that we're going to be visiting.
I think for me, and I haven't actually put one of my songs out on an album, but I think I'm planning on doing that this year. But for me, it's not really where I am physically. It's just like I have to get really inspired by something to even sit down to write a song, because it like something really has to motivate me. But like recently, like I didn't write a song for like a year and a half. It was a really long time. And then I found like this Paul Simon album from like the 60s, and I just kept listening to it on repeat. And then I wanted to write songs that sounded like similar to that style, and I wrote like 10. So yeah, it's really weird for me
That's
because
news
it's
to us.
usually like a year in between like my writing sessions, because I'm
Just
kind of
be
a lazy
inspired.
person.
No, me too.
Truthfully,
We're the
but
Burney Sisters, and we're incredibly lazy.
but yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's not true. You have plenty of great music. What's next for the Burney Sisters?
Next is like recordings and stuff. I really want to have more recordings for our fans, because recently like we put out Then We'll Talk, and like we played a bunch of songs from Then We'll Talk when we played at the Blue Note, and like everybody was like singing the lyrics, and I'm like, we have to do more of this so that people will like know the lyrics to our songs, and then like that just feels so cool. Like it just like made me feel like $1 million. I thought it was awesome. Like people singing like my lyrics that I'm like in my little bedroom like writing and stuff. Like that just meant a lot to me. This song is called Hate to Be Content. I can't forget what I've done, and it won't let me sleep at night. Truth beside us, longing's fun. I swear I'll be alright. I look for kindness in your eyes. Sometimes you wear a powerful disguise. I treat myself with such relief, but I wonder, honey, was it ever me? Yes, I wonder, honey, was it ever me? Yeah. You asked, was I worthy? Was I worthy? Yes, I didn't answer, 'cause I'm not. Because I'm not. Nothing gets harder than the truth. Than the truth. And I can't handle you. Yeah. Yes, I thought for so long that you could bring me peace, but that's not what you wanted out of me. And how could you need someone who doesn't know what they want? It's amazing how we do it all the time. Yeah, I'm confused and disheartened, wounded and indifferent. It's sad how much I hate to be content. Yes, it's sad how much I hate to be content.
hotter than the truth.
Than the truth.
And I can't handle you. Oh, no, no, no. You asked, was I worthy?
Was I worthy?
Yes, I didn't answer 'cause I'm not.
Because I'm not.
Nothing is hotter than the truth.
Than the truth.
And I can't handle you. Oh, no, no, no. You asked, was I worthy?
Was I worthy?
Yes, I didn't answer 'cause I'm not.
Because I'm not.
Nothing is hotter than the truth.
Than the truth.
And I can't handle you. Yeah.
That's the Burney Sisters closing out this edition of Studio B Sessions. Thanks to Olivia, Emma, and Bella Burney for the music and conversation here at KBIA. I'm Connor McGovern. We'll be back next week with another edition of Studio B Sessions featuring in-studio music and conversation with William Russell Wallace. Yes, William Russell Wallace played a set and chatted with us in KBIA's Studio B. We'll hear that conversation this time next week on Studio B Sessions. Studio B Sessions is produced by Abigail Ruman, Sarah Petrowich, Aaron Hay, Janet Saidi, and me, Connor McGovern. Our digital team is Beth Burton, Lauren Hubbard, Tia Maggio, and Jamie Baker. Thanks to KBIA's Kyle Felling, Mark Johnson, and Ryan Famuliner. I'm Connor McGovern. See you next week.